certi capivano il jazz. Argenteria spariva, ladri di stelle di jazz. Così eravamo noi, così eravamo noi. Pochi capivano il jazz. Troppe cravatte sbagliate. Ragazzi scimmia del jazz. Così eravamo noi, così eravamo noi. Sotto le stelle del jazz. Ma quanta notte è passata nel tempo fatto di attimi e settimane enigmistiche sotto la luna del jazz. Da-da-di-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum. Dap-di-dap-da-da-dum. Do-dap-di-da-di-dum. Do-dap-di-da-di-dum.
To chaos, dissolution, inflation, instability, war, lies. Welcome to Weimar 1928, or rather, welcome to today. This is a song about the unbearable imbalance that humankind has created. A song about the impossibility of beauty and wisdom in this world, written in 1928. You saw the wise man's moon. You know what he became. The man saw life and death so clear. He damned and blamed the hour of birth and knew that all around was vain. And this Solomon had a dream about a beautiful world. No war, peace. But this dream was just a symptom of his illness called Munchausen. It was just another lie, and another one, and another lie. Also written in 1928. I saw a land that hated war and melted all its weapons down to build a boat of love for kids who planned to sail from town to town, declaring peace for all the world. Let kidding now come to an end. Embrace your enemies instead. Your former foe is now your friend. Every conflict now will cease, and all of us will just live in peace. Liar. I'm sick and tired of lies from you. How I wish your lies were true. Liar. Life is hard and tough as nails. That's why we need fairy tales. I'm a through with logical conclusions. Why should I deny myself illusions? Just give me some illusions and some laughter, some stories from another time, a Salomon song, 3-penny operas, not even worth $1, and chaos and beauty and dreams, and always laughter and laughter. And memories and time. Oh, no time. For memories and love. For memories, illusions, and life, and memories. Through time and time, was it yesterday, was it today, was it tomorrow? Time travelers. Now, that brings me to the thought when I first stood here on this stage, which was about 25 years ago, the year 1998. The club only had opened in 1997, so I was so grateful to be invited to be here in Joe's Pub. After 2.5 years on Broadway and in the West End, Chicago, I was thinking, ooh, that's a different experience. Well, at the time, everyone was smoking here. Everyone. And I was smoking too. I mean, I was smoking what you were smoking, and I kind of liked it. Even though after this delirium of Broadway, I was still definitely filled with Prozac, Xanax, Zoloft, and all that whiskey and all that jazz and all that jazz. And I was filled with prednisone, cortisone, meloxicam, and gin, more gin than Jim, and all that jazz, and all that jazz. Start the car, I know a lumpy spot where the gin is cold and the piano is hot. It's just a noisy hole where there's a nightly roar, and oh, that jazz. there was the image of Joseph Papp on the wall. There's another one now, a different one at the time with a top hat. And it was so wonderful to be here as he was the ambassador in America for the words and the works of Bertolt Brecht and Kurt Weill. My picture used to hang there too, but now it hangs in the bathroom right next to the toilet. Thank you very much. It's okay. Everyone gets older, huh? Goes the other way. Time. Oy, it definitely is not anymore a linear feeling, horizontal. It is like a column wide around me. It goes wider and wider and deeper, deeper, three-dimensional, and it feels like all the memories, all the images, everything what happens pings on you and touches you and has a ripple effect, and these weird time folds, warps come up decade after decade, and they're all there, reachable, those memories of yesterday and tomorrow. A song I wrote about time travel. I feel I'm doing this every day. I jump again into tales of some time, splatter leaves all around, an uneven rhyme, a faded sensation on a clear photograph. I'm a time traveler looking for you. From the future, here to save you. You are the sky, everything else is just the rainbow. If you look for the rainbow, you have to walk through the rain. Was there ever innocence? I'm fine with its loss. I'm a time traveler coming from far. From the future, beautiful star. I'm a time traveler, layers upon layers, through time and space, got lost in that maze. I'm a time traveler, trying to save you, could only love you to the moon. Oh, yeah, yeah, na, 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 yeah. How often have I kissed the moon? Yeah, 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 na, 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 yeah. How often have I kissed the moon? How often have you kissed the moon? In these dark times, the eyes start to see. Try to move the walls sideways, it becomes a bridge. And if it rains, God just let it rain. I'm a time traveler coming from far. From the future, beautiful star. I'm a time traveler, layers upon layers, through time and space, got lost in that maze. I'm a time traveler, trying to save you, could only love you to the moon. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. This year I have a big birthday, a very, very big round one. Way too round for me, but it happened somehow. I don't know how that happened, but it did happen. I turned around once and there, that number came up. I said, no, it's impossible. That's not the number. It is the number. But it made me go back to the very beginning, to the time when I lived in West Berlin. About 40 years ago, 1983, 84, I had just arrived from Vienna, where I had performed in the musical Cats, meow, believe it or not. And I arrived in Berlin, and there I was the Peter Pan, flying through the skies over Berlin. I'm flying. I was definitely flying with my wings of desire, which is a great movie by Wim Wenders. And the guy who wrote the score to that movie, his name was Jürgen Knieper, was one of my good friends at the time. We were performing also Kurt Weill and Bertolt Brecht. It was the divided Berlin, the little scarred island in the middle of the East Bloc. A wall was surrounding us. Thank God I was in the West. Yet there were only 2 train lines connecting us to West Germany and 2 autobahns at the time. Sometimes we would get claustrophobic. But the art scene was amazing, subversive, different, alternative. Lots of paradise birds, all Berliners somehow. At night, after performing, I would go with Jürgen into the catacombs of the Theater des Westens, and we were studying the music of Kurt Weill and Bertolt Brecht. And I'm going to do the 7 Deadly Sins. And Jürgen said, you have to learn the 7 Deadly Sins. It's an amazing piece written by Brecht and Weill in the exile in Paris. I said, really, yeah. Let's go to East Berlin. We went to the Berliner Ensemble Theater, where Gisela May was performing. She was the East German status symbol of music theater. So there she was interpreting the 7 Deadly Sins, all militant, very fast, only ideology, and there was no feeling. On the other hand, there was Lotte Lenya on her record, and it was all feeling and no idea. And we started exploring with this music. Anna 1, Anna 2. The conflict between the 2 girls, or is it just one woman? One is the dancer, one is the singer. Balanchine made the choreography at the time. Lotte Lenya played the part of Anna 1. She represented the idealism. And Anna 2 was tempted. She was weak. And she started her journey through America.
Meine Schwester und ich stammen aus Louisiana, wo die Wasser des Mississippi unterm Monde fließen, wie sie aus den Liedern erfahren können. Dorthin wollen wir zurückkehren, lieber heute als morgen, lieber heute als morgen. Wir sind aufgebrochen vor 4 Wochen, nach den großen Städten unser Glück zu versuchen. In 7 Jahren haben wir es geschafft, dann kehren wir zurück.
Aber lieber schon in 6.
Denn auf uns warten unsere Eltern und 2 Brüder in Louisiana. Ihnen schicken wir das Geld, das wir verdienen. Und von dem Gelde soll gebaut werden ein kleines Haus. Ein kleines Haus am Mississippi in Louisiana.
Nicht wahr, Anna? Ja, Anna.
Esther ist schön, ich bin praktisch. Sie ist etwas verrückt, ich bin bei Verstand. Wir sind eigentlich nicht zwei Personen, sondern nur eine einzige. Wir heißen beide Anna. Wir haben eine Vergangenheit und eine Zukunft, ein Herz und ein Sparkassenbuch. Und jede tut nur, was für die andere gut ist. Nicht wahr, Anna? Ja, Anna. Klar. Be quiet. Don't speak. Because this world needs to change. How come I'm walking outside and I see those people living in the streets? How come you are eating a croissant and you can afford a ticket in Joe's pub? And how come those out there cannot? Something is wrong in this world and that needs to change. Truth is so relative. Let me see the truth the way you see it. No, I don't want your scarf. Oh, I want your glasses. Oh, you must be a businessman. You have a nice suit on. Do you know that my name is Pirate Jenny? And something will happen tonight here in Joe's pub. It is an old leg, but a good leg. You can look, because when you look, you show me how weak you are. Now, ladies and gentlemen, hold on, check your wallet. I'm not sure whether this guy next to you or this guy next to you has not taken advantage of your beautiful looks, knowing there is at least 3 American Express cards in your pocket. You gentlemen can watch me scrubbing the floors, and I'm scrubbing the floors while you're gawking. Maybe you tip me and it makes you feel swell on the Terretti waterfront in this Terretti old hotel, and you'll never guess to who you're talking, and you'll never guess to who you're talking. Suddenly one night there's a scream in the night, and you say, what the hell could that have been? And you see me kind of grinning while I'm scrubbing, and you say, what the hell, she's got to grin. And she, a back freighter with a scar on its mustard, will be coming here. Let me clean your glass. I'm sorry, I mistook the wine for a microphone. That happens. The smell of red wine. I love it. Now, my darling, I don't want your tip. I don't want your wine. Then you gentlemen can say, hey girl, finish the floors. Get upstairs, make the beds, earn your keep here. And you toss me your tips, and you look out at the ships, and I'm counting your heads while I'm making the beds. 'Cause there's nobody gonna sleep here tonight. None of you will sleep here in Joe's pub. The more I look through these glasses, the more I see the world you see. It's cold. Aber eines Abends wird ein Geschrei sein am Hafen und man fragt, was ist das für ein Geschrei? Und man wird mich stehen sehen hinterm Fenster und man fragt, was lächelt die dabei? Und ein Schiff mit 8 Segeln und mit 50 Kanonen wird beschießen die Stadt. By noontime the dock is all swarming with men coming off of that ghostly freighter. And they're walking in the shadows where no one can see. And they're chaining up people and they're bringing them to me, asking me, kill them now or later. Asking me, kill them now or later. Noon by the clock, it's so still on the docks, you can hear a foghorn miles away. And in that quiet of death you hear me say, right now. And when they'll pile up the bodies, I'll say, that'll learn you. Und wenn dann der Kopf fällt, dann sag ich doch ganz einfach, hoppla. Und ein Schiff, a black freighter, disappears onto the sea, and on it is me. Thank you. I think we're very compatible. May I keep them? Thank you, darling. Don't need to be that friendly with me. Oh. In March? Oh, you did. Oh, you did this on purpose. You're coming right in front of me, and you are the perfect victim. That must have. Oh, you like to be the victim. I did not know that. I don't remember you because they all look the same. So, and I always pick the glasses that would suit me very well.
Anyway, do you want to open this knot? Because I don't need this thing anymore. Oh, get up, come on. We have like a low-end feedback here, a little bit from you. Oh, my darling, very good. Oh, you're gonna tie up my legs now? Oh, I like you a lot. Dressing room number 1, my darling. Make sure you show up this time in the dressing room. That's why I don't remember you, because I couldn't do anything with you after the show. So out of sight, out of mind, right? Anyway, we have like a little bit of a low end. Ooh, who is that? Ooh, is it me? Low end feedback. So anyway, let's continue with our time travel. It is indeed an amazing thing, and I go back now a couple of years later, 1987. You were just about 10 years old? Huh? Who's older, you or me? You are, so you know how to do the math, right? Okay. And you know what that means, right? The older, the better. 1987. I went to Paris to be the Sally Bowles in the French production of Cabaret in the Théâtre Mogador. Oh, mon Dieu, mon Dieu. And I had to speak the role in French. It was quite a challenge for me. And the director, Jérôme Savary, was Argentinian, and he was a bit strict with me, I have to say. But anyway, it was an interesting production, very successful at the time, very courageous. And in the newspapers was written about me because I was German, and they thought I was the new Marlene Dietrich, la new Marlene. And I said, how can they compare me to such an incredible legend? I'm no one, I'm nobody, I'm a beginner on my road. And she was, and she had been a Weimar cabaret star, an incredible Hollywood diva. She was a German expatriate and an American soldier in World War II. She fought against Nazi Germany. And for this bravery, she received from the French la Légion d'honneur, from the Americans the Medal of Freedom, and from the Israelis the Medaillon of Valor, and many, many other incredible honors. Yeah. And she was also a most progressive woman, way ahead of her time. She always had leveled with the men. Yes, and together with the women of the Bauhaus, by the way, they had their hair cut short. They opened their mouth and spoke. They had something to say. They were educated and emancipated, and this was the year 1925, and they could do it. We still have a low-end feedback. And so she and the women of the Bauhaus asked the gender question more than 100 years ago, imagine. And at the beginning of the 30s, when Marlene was in Paris to give a press conference, she was wearing trousers. And the French police commissionary threatened to arrest her if she would wear a suit. And she said, mon Dieu, mon cher monsieur le commissaire, I am wearing trousers for more than 10 years since Weimar Berlin. Don't you know that? You were awfully late. And by the way, I've never taken those trousers off, not even in the bed, if you know what I mean. And monsieur le commissaire, excusez-moi, monsieur le commissaire. Excuse me, Mr. Commissary, is that a pistol in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Est-ce que c'est un pistolet dans votre poche, ou est-ce que vous êtes juste heureux de me voir? Oh là là, oh là là. Anyway, she wore the trousers, and it was a revolution in fashion. Now, this is what Marlene and the women of the Bauhaus were singing in 1928. Questioning the gender. One was masculine and one was feminine, and so they fell in love with ease. Then the feminine one told the masculine one how she felt about their qualities. You're masculine but very feminine. I'm feminine but very masculine, and such a masculine and such a feminine are this year's perfect personalities. So please be my feminine and
and if you let me, I will be your masculine. We both felt so inadequate, it drove us mad a bit, but now that's gone. You may drink. We both felt so inadequate, it drove us mad a bit, but now that's gone. We're not afraid to be queer and different. If that means hell, well, hell would take the chance. They all so straight, uptight, upright, and rigid. They march in lockstep, we prefer to dance. We see a world of romance and of pleasure. All they can see is sheer banality. Lavender nights are our greatest treasure, where we can be just who we want to be. Lavender nights are our greatest treasure, where we can be just who we want to be. Come on. Lavender night. Chuck all the men out of the White House and chuck all the men out of the courthouse. Men have a problem with humanity. They're blinded by their vanity. Women have passively embraced them, while we could have easily outpaced them. Yes, we should have long ago replaced them, or better yet, just face them. If we haven't made our feelings clear, we women have had it up to here. I need a water. Politicians are magicians who make swindle disappear. The bribes they're taking, the deals they're making, never reach the public's ear. The left betrays, the right dismays, the country's broke, and guess who pays? But tax each swindle in the making. Profits will be records breaking. Everyone swindled some, so vote for who will steal for you. Life's a swindle, yes, it's all a swindle, so get what you can from your fellow men. Girls and boys today would rather steal than play, and we don't care, we tell them get your share. Life is short and greed's in season, all mankind have lost its reason. Life is good, knock on wood, knock knock. Life is good, knock on wood, knock knock. Anybody has a water? A water? Where? Darling, may I have a glass of water? Because I don't have one here. Thank you, my darling. Oh, that's so kind of you. Is that clean? No. Thank you. Usually I have a water here, but I forgot. All right. So, I wrote a letter to Marlene Dietrich in that year, 1987. She lived in Avenue Montaigne, alone. She hadn't left the house for more than a decade. She, was pretty isolated. And I just addressed the letter to Marlene, Avenue Montaigne. I knew the postman would find her. And I wanted to apologize for the comparisons and thank her for the inspiration she had given to generations of women. I certainly did not expect an answer. But it was only a month later I came to my hotel, and suddenly the phone rings. Ute, ich bin's, Marlene. Ich wollte mich bedanken für diesen wunderschönen Brief, den Sie geschrieben. Thank you
for the lovely letter that you have written to me. It's so respectful. I don't receive such letters nowadays anymore. Certainly not from Germany. May I ask you how old you are?
I am 24.
I thought you were older. You know, I wanted to talk in German with you. It is my favorite language, after all. I don't speak it very much. My favorite poet is Rainer Maria Rilke. He wrote, "I want to be with those who know secret things. Otherwise, I'd rather be alone. But be patient with those secrets, as if there were rooms yet to be discovered, as if there were books written in a foreign language. Live until gradually, without even noticing, you will grow into the center of those secrets. But my dear, only through the tears."
Marlene, these are wonderful thoughts. Thank you so much for calling me. I can't believe it. It's just so amazing. Can I maybe just ask you some questions about your amazing life?
Questions? Bullshit. This is not an interview. I just want to talk about myself. I live alone here. I'm not leaving the house. People are dumb, and I don't want to show my face anymore. I'm so sick and tired of being Marlene Dietrich, or Marlene Dietrich, or Marlene Dietrich. As my good friend Jean Cocteau said, my name starts with a caress and ends with a horsewhip. Paris, I love Paris. I don't know why. It's the literature, the people, the language, the architecture. Allez, bien sûr. The music. My soul goes to France. My heart goes to England, and to Germany goes my dead body. I'm alone here. I'm used to solitude. I have an entertaining life to remember. If I could live it all over again, start again from the beginning, I would make exactly the same mistakes as before, except I would start earlier so I could enjoy them more. My 500 lovers. You see, you're not the only one. Oh, my 1,000 lovers. All those wonderful men and women. Yeah, I love them still. I don't love them anymore. Love disappears, and once you know the naked truth about someone, you can move on. Next story, next chapter. Oh, I loved them all. There were so many I don't remember. It's Gary Cooper, Jimmy Stewart, was it Orson Welles, the perfect man, charismatic. He only could bear me 3 months. And then there was, Charlie Chaplin. That was a waste of time, I have to say. He was arrogant and uneducated. He used to walk around in my room with his stick and practice, naked. Said, "Stop practicing, Charlie. Get in the bed and put that stick away." That one. And there was George Bernard Shaw and Erich Maria Remarque. Unfortunately, he was impotent, but they didn't keep us from doing it because he said, "Marlene, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my dear. I can't please you like a man would, but I can still love you like a lesbian." And I said, "Well, that's absolutely perfect. Let's go for it." I love it, and it was worth it. It was worth it. And was it Noel Coward or was it Harold Arlen? I don't remember. It was too dark. The light wasn't switched on. And too much champagne, but I have to ask my husband Rudy. He always took notes. Sometimes he joined the party. And then there was my little affair with JFK, John F. Kennedy. It was rather boring, I have to say. I preferred his father and his brother and his uncle. Oh, all the Kennedys were boring in the bed, but they were good at talking. Oh, I loved them, and of course I loved women too. Why not? When I find someone attractive, I want to love that person. I don't care whether it's a man or a woman. In America, everyone is obsessed with sex. In Europe, we just do it and get on with it. But Rilke said, I hold it as the highest bond between two people, to each protect each other's solitude, and to have a good stiff drink together. My Moët Chandon, j'adore my Moët Chandon. It feels like a prickle on a Sunday. Take the inevitable with dignity and keep your tears a secret. I have cried many tears for Germany, you know, Ute. But those tears have dried, and I washed my face with a big bottle of Moët Chandon, of course. I can tell you it took a very large bottle of Moët Chandon to wipe away and to drink away the term traitor of the fatherland. The Germans and I no longer speak the same language. It was 15 years after the war, 1960. Ute, you were not even born. I came back to Germany with Bert Bacharach. We wanted to give concerts in Berlin and Baden-Baden, but people stood in front of the concert hall screaming at me, Marlene, go home. There was the smell of stink bombs in the air, and there were bomb threats. I only thought, who wants to throw bombs nowadays? They said they couldn't forgive me that I had left them alone in their misery with Hitler. Well, I couldn't forgive them that they had followed Hitler, did what he told them to do, and executed his orders blindly and fanatically. I always said it didn't take much brains to be an anti-Nazi. I was far away in America and took the only reasonable decision, which was to fight against Nazi Germany as an American soldier. And I'm not going to apologize for that, Ute. I hated Hitler. It darkened my soul and poisoned my body. And I never wanted to go back to Germany. I couldn't, even though it was my home. My mother, my father. Only once, in 1962. The UNICEF gala had invited me in Düsseldorf. I couldn't say no, but it was difficult. Guten Abend, liebes Publikum. I'm so happy to be back in Germany in this year 1962 and to sing for UNICEF one of my most important songs, an American song written by Pete Seeger about the cycle of history and the senselessness of war, people, nations, nationalism, arrogance, stupidity, war, hatred, death, and all of that over and over and over again. Sag mir, wo die Blumen sind, wo sind sie geblieben? Where have all the flowers gone? A long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? The girls have picked them, everyone. When will we ever learn? Wann wird man je verstehen? Sag mir, wo die Männer sind, wo sind sie geblieben? Where have all the young men gone? A long time ago. Where have all the young men gone?
soldiers, everyone. When will we ever learn? Wann wird man nie verstehen? Sag, wo die Soldaten sind, wo sind sie geblieben? Where have all the soldiers gone? A long time ago. Where have all the soldiers gone? Gone to graveyards, everyone. When will we ever learn? Wann wird man je verstehen? Where have all the graveyards gone? A long time passing. Where have all the graveyards gone? A long time ago. Where have all the graveyards gone? Covered with flowers, everyone. When will we ever learn? When will we ever learn? Qui peut dire où sont les fleurs du temps qui passe? Qui peut dire où sont les fleurs du temps passé? Where have all those flowers gone? Girls have picked them, everyone again. When will we ever learn? When will we ever Thank you. Yeah. A year later, Marlene Dietrich appeared on German television as the Berlin Wall was falling, the Iron Curtain was down, and she congratulated Germany for this unbelievable event. Yet the Germans had never apologized to her, and they wouldn't until her death in 1992. That was when I was the Blue Angel in Berlin in the Theater des Westens. 10 days before our opening night, she had passed away. But let's go back to this year, 1989, the year that the war was coming down and the peoples had succeeded their revolution. At that specific moment, I was here in New York, actually, in a taxi cab, and I remember the radio voice saying, "The Berlin Wall is down." I was performing night after night in the Rainbow and Stars in the Rockefeller Center at the time, a Kurtweil evening with my friend Jürgen Knieper. And at one moment, I was singing in the show the Alabama song, you know, from Rise and Fall of the City of Mahagony. And then somebody got up in the back there and they shouted, "Oh my God, she is singing songs of this communist." And they left the room. But then somebody else got up and said, "But no, this is a song by The Doors, Jim Morrison, don't you know that?" And I said, "Guys, it is whatever you want it to be." A couple of years later, that year when I went to Berlin to perform The Blue Angel, and
I remember the funeral took part in Berlin. Marlene had told me on the telephone that she wanted to come back one last time to Germany, dead in a coffin, and that's exactly what happened. The mayor of Berlin had organized a beautiful celebration in the afternoon in the Deutsche Theater, but it had to be cancelled that very same day because the neo-Nazis had threatened to protest against Marlene, 1992. A year later, I wrote my song, Ghosts of Berlin. First there was some barbed wire, and they called it some kind of anti-fascistic fortress. This baby will be here for 100 years, those statesmen proudly said. It looked like some construction from the Middle Ages, but it was such a young lady from some 40 years ago. When I grew old, they tore her down. 28 years of cold was long, 28 years of pain enough. Now she's just on photographs, black and white or colored, mostly on rainy days, like the last of the wonders of the world, like the exit from civilization. 10,260 days and 10,260 nights and 10,260 days I counted, 10,260 nights, 28 years. Riding through skies over Berlin, old willows staring grim, spirits from the past, with two souls in their chest, one from east, one from west. Some 80 years ago, those willows sticking out of ruins and fire clouds. Restless place of change, bulldozers turn the page, companies give their names to own summer places when history chases. Time wants to forget what happened years ago, or other human deaths in palaces of glass, constitutions pass. Ancient ghosts of Berlin in tree stumps where spring kings are watching what comes last, are watching what comes last. Ancient ghosts of Berlin in tree stumps comes last, oh, watching what comes last. 10,260, 10,260 nights and 28 years in the first generation. Barbed wire and wars. And 10,260. 10,260. Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Parrish on the bass.
60. Streets of Berlin, I must leave you soon. Whoa, will you forget me? Was I ever really here? Streets of Berlin, I must leave you soon. Oh, will you forget me? Was I ever really here? Find me a bar on the cobblestone street, where the boys are pretty. I cannot love for more than one day, but one day is enough. Then the city, oh, show us the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why, oh, don't ask why, for we must find the next whiskey bar. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you we must die. That's the song of the communist. Ooh, moon of Alabama, we now must say goodbye. We have lost our good old mama, and must have boys. Oh, you know why. Moon of Alabama, we know must say goodbye. We've lost our good old mama, and must have boys, must have whiskey, must have freedom, must have fun, must have peace. Brandylaken waren, wo man saß. Auf dem Tanzboden, da wuchs das Gras. Und der rote Mond schien durch das Dach. Eine Musik war da, da wurde was geboten für sein Geld. Ach Joe, mach doch noch einmal diese Musik von damals nach.
And this was the moment that I took the cigar out, and I really smoked it in 1998 here. Alte Bilbaumond, da wo noch Liebe lohnt. Alte Bilbaumond, mich hat nie geschont. Alter Bilbaumond, wer war Brasilien gewohnt? Alter Bilbaumond, mich hat er nie geschont. Ich weiß ja nicht, ob Ihnen sowas grad gefällt, doch es war das Schönste, es war das Schönste, es war das Schönste auf der Welt. Thank you. Thank you. And another time travel. Exactly here, on this stage, about 22 years ago, in the beginning of October 2001. Only 2 or 3 weeks after September 11. I opened the pub. Everyone was wearing masks. Unusual in those times. It was unbelievable. How could music express what we were all feeling? And yet Brecht had written, will there be music in those dark times? Yes. There will be music about the dark times. How could I possibly open a show here? A show, not a show. Who wants a show? And I could only think about those words of Bertolt Brecht. Those words transcend time. 100 years ago, he was a visionary. He knew the failure of humanity, societies, the power of power and the failure of power and all of that. And I started the evening here with a song I had written called On Brecht. And I moved on to the poetry he had written, Brecht together with Eisler in the exile, 1936, between 1936 and 38. He had created a cabaret in the exile. It was only performed in the not Nazi-occupied territories and only briefly. With very incredible words about the darkness. But first, on Brecht. In these serious times, which laughed themselves to death about being taken serious, surprised by the tragedy, desperate for distraction, in these loud times, shivering from symphonies of outrageous crimes and acts, creating tales and reports, imitating more and more. Too deep is the fear of an unchangeable future, and the word shrinks to nothing in front of the truth. People suffer from famine
rebellion of the heart. But the heart doesn't know that it's hungry, so hungry. Pens are drenched in blood and guns in ink. Everything not thought is done, and what is just thought is unspeakable. Brecht wrote, "Truly we live in dark times. A smooth forehead suggests insensitivity. The man who laughs has simply not yet heard the terrible news. How can I eat and drink if I snatch from those who are starving and dying of thirst? Oh, we changed countries more often than we changed our shoes. Despairing when there was only injustice and no rebellion. Yet we know hatred contorts the features, and anger even against injustice makes the voice hoarse. We who wanted to prepare the ground for friendliness for those born after, could ourselves not be friendly? But you, when the time comes and man will be finally a helper to man, think of us with forbearance." In such a country and at such a time, there should be no melancholy evenings, even high bridges over the rivers, and the hours between the night and morning, and the long, long winter time as well. Oh, these are dangerous, for in view of all the misery people just throw in a few seconds' time, their unbearable lives away. Upon my wall hangs a Japanese wood carving, mask of a wicked demon, painted with gold lockers. With sympathy I see the swollen veins in his forehead indicating what a strain it is to be evil.
Which brings me to another project that I showed here about 11 years ago. It's called the Bukowski Project. I took his poetry and I put it into music. And after the Eisler and Brecht, this completes the thought. Too much, too little, or too late. Too fat, too thin, or too bad. Laughter or tears, or immaculate unconcern. Haters, lovers. Armies running through streets of pain, waving wine bottles, bayoneting and fucking everyone, or an old guy in a cheap, quiet room where the photograph of Marilyn Monroe. There is a loneliness in this world so great that you can see it in the small movement of a clock's hand. There's a loneliness in this world so great that you can see it in blinking neon in Vegas, in Baltimore, in Munich. People are tired, straight by life, mutilated either by love or no love. We don't need new governments, new revolutions. We don't need new men, new women. We don't need new ways. We just need to care. And people are not good to each other one by one. People are just not good to each other. We are afraid. We think that hatred dignifies strength, that punishment is love. What we need is less false education. What we need are fewer rules, fewer police, and more good teachers. We forget the terror of one person hanging in one room alone, unkissed, untouched, cut off, watering a plant without a telephone that would never ring anyway. People are not good to each other. People are just not good to each other. Oh, people are not good to each other. And the beats sway and the clouds obscure. Dogs piss upon rose bushes. The killer beheads the child, like taking a bite out of an ice cream cone, while the ocean goes in and goes out, in and out, in the thrall of a senseless mood.
People are not good to each other. Thank you, my wonderful musicians. Hola, Todd, Matthew, Vanna, cheers. Okay. Before I leave you, I need to take you with me once, une fois, à Paris, to Paris, with two of my new songs from my newest album, Time Traveler. It's une dédicace, a dedication, an homage to Jacques Prévert. Of the thousands of years time would take, they wouldn't suffice to entice that small second of eternity when you kissed me, when I kissed you one day in the light of winter, with the rhymes of Prévert in the air, in the Parc Montsouris à Paris, a place on earth that is a star, some kind of glowing stone from afar. Des milliers d'années ne sauraient suffire pour dire la petite seconde éternité. Quand tu m'as embrassé, quand je t'ai embrassé, un matin, dans la lumière de l'hiver, au parc Montsouris à Paris, à Paris, à Paris, sur la terre qui est un astre. It's a magical stone full of mystery. In the eyes of the storm, now I can see. With the space between us, now I try to see you whole against the sky. I'm trying to convert to another time, to a different frequency than just mine. I'm tired of the wine I drink without you, and the thoughts that makes me think about you. You say forever is composed of now. I didn't understand these vows. They're part of the stars. See them from below, from the park bench of our soul. Remember when poems were told. It's a magical stone full of mystery. In the eyes of the storm, now I can see. With the space between us, now I try to see you whole against the sky. We still live here after all these years. Never let you go until the end of that rainbow. Didn't know when the dawn would come. I opened all the doors to find the sun, like the calm inside the storm, holding on go. I'll never let you go. Des milliers d'années ne sauraient suffire pour dire la petite seconde d'éternité. Quand tu m'as embrassé, quand je t'ai embrassé, un matin, dans la lumière de l'hiver, au parc Montsouris, à Paris, sur la terre qui est un astre. Toi allumée, une allumée dans la nuit. La première pour voir ton visage tout entier. La seconde pour voir tes yeux. La dernière pour voir ta bouche. Et l'obscurité tout entière pour me rappeler tout cela en te serrant dans mes bras. Ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rouge. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, quand dans ses bras, envie d'amour, envie d'amour, envie d'amour. La vie me fait chanter de toi. Le jour, j'adore rêver. La nuit, je compte les embrasses de toi. Quelle envie, quelle beauté, une fois en parité. Danser, murmurer, envie d'amour, besoin d'amour, donner l'amour et envie d'amour, besoin d'amour, donner d'amour et envie d'amour. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, je t'ai trouvé quand j'avais abandonné. Je t'ai vu à travers un nuage. Tu riais et mon cœur demandait quand tu me prends dans ses bras. Encore respirer, aimer et pleurer, danser, murmurer, envie d'amour, besoin d'amour, donner l'amour et envie d'amour, envie d'amour. We need love, we need our love. Oh. sweet love, envie d'amour, amour, amour, envie d'amour, envie d'amour, envie d'amour. Matt Parrish. I'm speaking German. I thank you all so much for coming and to go on this time travel with me. And one word I have to say, envie d'amour, envie d'amour. That's what's the most. Here is you, oh you. Oh, I'm gonna dream of you tonight. Oh, I'm gonna use those glasses. I need a new prescription. Oh, here is life. Here, what can we do? We can only make some music. We can here is envie d'amour. Good night. I'm going. It's late. Cheers. Ciao, everyone.
uma cobra, é um pau.
É João,
É José,
é um espinho.